So where to begin for this episode of My Hero, Academia, man, just the way these scenes carried in this episode, and I guess we could start at the end of the force, the exam arc, to where the ambulance show up, everyone's there, and on arrival, and helping the students out. So whenever Bakugo just barely slips away from Deku and Todoroki's grasp, the scene to where they're all looking up and seeing the flames, and Deku's, the scream of despair. His scream of despair was so impactful and added so much weight, and that's what I think makes this show so great. Because it's able to, even as it's exiting an arc, it is able to build up the next arc, or I guess the second part of said arc. And that's something that's really special, to be able to do. And the way it's implementing just small things like that, we've never seen Deku scream in despair. We've never seen Deku's, I guess, resolve fail, per se, right? Essentially. Because his resolve to reach out and save Bakugo, which, All Might says, I can only save the people I can reach. And Bakugo was someone he could reach, and he was not able to save him. To see that, see that resolve, to see that, I guess, his ideals crumble, or not live up to his ideals, is something that's really impressive with the show. And it carries a lot of weight, because we've never seen that before. And it adds a different, I guess, aspect to what's to come. And now I do gotta look down at my numbers here to get the actual numbers, about what the students did and how many of them were hurt and unconscious here. And it was actually 40 students, 40 students of 15, I believe. Yeah, 15 were unconscious out of the 40, and in serious condition. And then 11 had major and/or minor injuries, and 13 were uninjured. So out of 40, only 13 people are uninjured. That's impressive, especially if you take into consideration Muscular, one of the villains, like one of the 6 villains or so, were fighting one-on-one battle Deku. We look at 2 other villains, the lizard guy and I can't remember the other person. You guys know what I'm talking about, the weird lips one. They're fighting 2 heroes, so that takes out 3 out of the equation. The compressor, he didn't even fight anybody. He just stole Bakugo and Tokiyama. So that takes out another villain, so that's 4 that are actually taken out of the equation. So when you really look at it, it's just like 2 villains or so really did this damage. I mean, the gas guy, Nomu hurt Momo, of course, and I feel like I'm forgetting one of the villains, obviously. Oh, the Tooth guy, but I don't think he actually didn't hurt anybody, right? So that's something that you really got to put into perspective, that 2 people really were able to do all of this. That's absolutely insane, man. I mean, that's just, you've lost. UA has lost. The hero candidates have failed, and so have the heroes, more importantly. So at the same time, you got to put into perspective, I mean, there's a traitor among UA, and there's one person that is bleeding heavily but missing, and that was one of the Pussycats. So obviously I think that's what's going on here. I think that she is the traitor. I mean, I don't know where else she would be. If she was just that injured, I mean, then she's disappeared. Well, what did they do with her? I mean, why would she disappear? I don't know. She knew where the campground was, and if she's able to walk, then why didn't she walk? I don't really know what happened there. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but there is a traitor among the school. I mean, who shall it be? Who may that be? I don't have a clue. I don't have a hint. I just simply do not freaking know. So I can't wait to see what's actually gonna, that be revealed, I guess, and who that's actually gonna be. That's something I'm actually really extremely excited for. But let's talk about, Mr. Vlad. The blood control quirk was really cool. I did not expect that. I did not think it was going to be blood control. That can be really dangerous, too, when I look at that quirk, because of, you got to make sure you don't lose too much blood. And, I mean, hell, if you're attacking with blood, maybe they use a quirk that's going to make your blood disappear. They're going to destroy your blood, so you can't bring it back, within you. So I don't know, exactly how that works. I would love to see that explained a little bit later on, maybe down the road. Of course, this episode just wasn't the time and place to explain that, because, hopping into the last part of this episode, and I got to say, man, the guilt to act and or not to act, and we see that with Ida, because he just learned his lesson about acting on his own. So the guilt to act and or not to act, that's a really interesting thing. Kiranami and Todoroki are talking about it. They know what they want to do. They're true heroes, for sure. But is it right to act whenever you're not an actual hero, legally, per se? Is it right to act when you're told not to act and you would be breaking the rules? It depends. And I think it comes down to your morals and your ideals. I mean, Kiranami, it was just like, I cannot call myself a hero. I cannot be a hero, nor can I be a man if I don't reach out to one of the people I can save, as Deku just said. And that's where I think things make sense, and it's okay if I was in that position. I would say even if I broke the rules, I could no longer be a hero. They kicked me out of UA. I was being expelled. I could not be a hero. No hero academy is gonna let me in. Even if I was the number one ranked, I guess projected hero, number one prospect out of all the UA students, I would have to act. I would have to go after Kanchan. I'd have to go after Bakugo, because if you have that kind of guilt in your morals and their ideals, you'll go against them. And then you're living a lie. You're going to be crushed. You're going to be crumbled, and you're not going to be able to be a hero anyways. I mean, there's no way. Because if you don't do what you think you need to do, and what you set your mind to do, and what you've been, I guess, bred to think and or understand, then what are you doing? You just went against yourself. You just went against what's in your heart. And that's something you'll have to live with. And yes, maybe you can live with it, but you can't live with it to the fullest. And if you can't be something, if you can't do something 100%, then what's the point of doing it at all? I mean, are you truly a hero if you're not 100% there mentally? I mean, that's something you got to think about. Can you accept who you are if you go against your own ideals? I mean, of course, we all do in life at some given point in time. But if you go against your ideals, like in a very extreme situation, can you live with yourself? And I think if it's something that's so bad to the point to where you can't live with yourself, who cares if you're getting expelled from school? What's it matter if you're getting expelled from the school? Because you're not going to be able to be a student there and the person you want to be anyways, because you've destroyed yourself mentally, because you failed yourself. So that's something you got to think about. And I mean, that ending added great weight. It added great weight, man. Great weight. So other than that, guys, just leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.